Okay, so we're going to talk about the beginning of everything, the origins of the universe, where it all started. Now, you might be thinking Big Bang, and Big Bang's okay. I don't mind about Big Bang. It's fine, you know. I mean, there are some astrophysicists now who are starting to question the validity of the Big Bang, even though there's sufficient evidence to support a really kind of plausible argument for the Big Bang, for inflation theory, and the way the universe expanded into its current state. But I have a different thesis. This is my thesis, okay? And I don't really, I just want to say before we start, I don't really give a monkey's what your current belief system is, okay? So if you're an Islamist or an Islamophobic, if you're a Semite or an anti-Semitist, if you're a Christian or you're some kind of godless atheist who persecutes Christians for blowing up abortion clinics, I mean, I don't give a monkey's, okay? Right? Because this is more about conceptual thinking. Right, now let's talk about conceptual thinking, because astrophysics and philosophers as well, I think have become over the last 100 years obsessed with mathematics. Mathematics. Okay, there's nothing wrong with mathematics. I mean, the fact that I can't do it, I can add up. I can do the change in a shop. You know, I've worked in a bar. I mean, I can do it without a calculator. I'm pretty fast. But you know, mathematical conceptualization of the origins, the beginning of the universe. Yeah, it's good. This is a language. It's okay. But what's wrong with verbs and nouns and adjectives? What's wrong with verbal reasoning as opposed to mathematical reasoning? It's not that it's in any way inferior. It's simply that, let me put it like this. See, it's simply that it's different. It's like a different way of conceiving things. So let's take the idea of nothingness, because if you're going to talk about the beginnings of things, the origins of things, the creation, I mean, if you're a creationist, Jesus, God help you, but you know, if you're a creationist, you're going to talk about creation, okay? And this is all predicated upon a fundamental premise. I don't know what it is. Promiscuous. Maybe it's just, you know, sex. I mean, most things come down to sex, according to Sigmund Freud. So let's start with this basic premise that there's a beginning. All right, this is predicated upon a premise that behind the beginning, before the beginning, there was nothing. In the beginning, there was a void. Okay. How can this be? Forget about maths. How can this be conceptually? There cannot be nothing. Okay, because if there's nothing, then how would nothing become something? There would have to be something inherent in nothingness that at some point in space, time, or some other dimension or set of dimensions, there would have to be something that clicked into gear, that began to happen, that turned nothingness into something, so that the nothingness wasn't nothing because there was something inherent in the nothingness. So there cannot be nothingness. So everything's been here forever and everything will go on forever. The only thing that we need to be aware of is that it's dynamic. It changes. Okay, it's like this now. I mean, I can go out there dressed like this. I mean, I might have to take my friend out of my pocket. I don't have to, right? But people will look at me going down the street if I go out with my friend in my pocket. The mood I'm in today, I might quite like that, because I'm in a mood for engaging with people. If you want to be engaged, okay, send me a text, send me an email, go on my website. See, I'm a hypnomotherapist. That's like a hypnotherapist, but there's a special bit in the middle. The hypnomotherapist, it's kind of like more than your standard hypnotherapist, all right? It's more than your average NLP. I mean, there are so many NLPs out there who are absolutely full of it. You know, it's like a virus. Yeah, you go to a meeting and there's someone there who's done NLP, and it's like this virus starts to like affect you, and they start acting in a weird way. I mean, they have symptoms, for God's sake. drives me insane. I mean, why don't these people wear condoms? You know, it's like every pope since the Borgias has had a head shaped like a penis. Let me say that again, because it didn't quite come out right. Sometimes when I'm excited, I don't articulate in the way that I would like to say that every pope, I don't even know if this is true, but I'm going to say every pope since the Borgias has had a head. What? See, when you do something once and it goes wrong, and then you do it again and it goes wrong the second time, now you've established a pattern and this becomes your reality. And it's clearly going to be impossible for me to say that every pope since the Borgias has had a head sheep. Every head since the Borgias has had a pope shaped like a penis. So why do they need to wear hats shaped like a penis as well? I mean, you know, if you're going to worry about snuffing out life at the very beginning, why is it okay to snuff out the life of a single cell? I mean, where are you going to draw the line? If you're not going to draw the line at a 24-week embryo, or a 16-week-old embryo, or a 2-week-old embryo, are you going to draw the line at sperm? I mean, this is like Onan in the Bible that cast his seed on barren ground. Oh my God, you're going to stop us wanking? Jesus, I mean, what is it? Where's the? Are you going to say that we cannot kill a single cell? Is this like Buddhism, that every creation, every living entity is sacred? Does this mean that if we wear a condom, we are denying a single cell? Let's say, I don't know, for example, the cell in an HIV virus. Let's say a single cell in the HIV virus. We're going to deny it the opportunity to live, thus saving potentially thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, maybe billions, maybe over the course of an infinite universe, trillions and trillions, maybe an infinite number of lives. Anyway, just to go back to the origins of the universe. So you know, there's this model, this Big Bang model, right? And Stephen Hawking. By the way, Stephen's my friend. He doesn't know he's my friend, okay? But I like Stephen Hawking because he's a hero. Okay, this is a man who started his career and then got this terminal disease, and 40 years later is still going and is still coming up with great ideas. You know, there are people in astrophysics who are a bit sniffy about Stephen, but I like Stephen. But in his book, A Brief History of Time, he got something wrong. He said that it doesn't make any sense to think about what happened before the Big Bang. But as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make any sense. That's my phone, by the way. I mean, you should always turn your phone off if you're going to make a video, because no one gives a toss, right? And he said that before the Big Bang, it doesn't make any sense to think about or to ask what was there before the Big Bang. But to me, that is the question. That is the fundamental question, because if there was nothing before the Big Bang, where did the Big Bang come from? There had to be something inherent in nothingness. Okay, you don't need mathematics to work this out. I mean, Jesus, I can't do maths. I mean, I can do arithmetic. I mean, did I say this already? I'm repeating myself. It's probably time to stop this video. Should I make another one? Is this one good enough? Should I put this out there? I don't know, right? The only thing that I know is that everything changes. And as everything changes, in order for us to go on getting what we want, I mean, Jesus, what are we? I woke up this morning and I found myself in this bizarre universe where it's just stuff going on all over the place, right? I can't explain any of it, right? There are people wandering around out there, out on the street, out there in Winton right now in Bournemouth. There are people wandering around out there right now, and they are thinking about the pie in the sky. The pie in the sky that they think, they believe, with their whole heart, which they have an absolute right, human right. I mean, everyone's got human rights. I mean, you have a human right to wear a condom. You have a human right to kill cells before they have a chance to propagate, before they have a chance to infect the rest of us. Okay, and the thing is, there are people walking around out there right now and they're thinking about the pie in the sky, and they're praying to the pie in the sky, and they're hoping that the pie in the sky will in some way make their life better. Well, here's the thing, that your life doesn't need to be any better. It doesn't matter where you're. Stephen Hawking has this life-threatening disease and has lived with it for 40 years and has come up with some of the most fascinating, engaging, brilliantly conceived ideas in the whole of human history. You know, why do you need to pray to the pie in the sky? All right. I mean, maybe there is a pie in the sky. Hi, pie in the sky. Hi, how you doing? I mean, I was Stephen Fry. You know, if the pie in the sky thinks it's okay to give people diseases that create little worms that eat children's eyes from the inside out, I think it's what he said in his discussion with that bloke on Irish TV, whatever it was, right? If the pie in the sky think that okay, then I think the pie in the sky was made by an inferior pork. I nearly said a brand name there. Was made by an inferior pork pie manufacturer farms. Yeah, right. Okay. So, one other thing before I go, because this is the end. All right. I mean, you know, we could do all the other stuff, but after the Big Bang, it all gets a bit kind of predictable. You know, there was stuff. It collapsed under the force of gravity. Eventually, there were thermonuclear reactions, stars, then second-generation stars, then galaxies, then like cometary impacts, oceans. You know, biology stuff. Me. Right, I'm here now, 13.7 billion years, and you too, right? But that's just since the Big Bang, even if there was a Big Bang. We don't really know. I mean, it's a great idea, right? It's as proven as anything in astrophysics and cosmology. But, you know, people have doubts. I mean, I have doubts, you know. I have doubts all the time. I mean, I stick to the rules. Sort of, you know, there are kind of social niceties, norms, conventions. You know, I don't go up to women in the street and ask them to kiss me spontaneously. Right? I mean, I'm married. I don't particularly want to do that, but you know, there is nothing to stop anyone doing that, right? You can do it in an inoffensive way, I believe, because ultimately nothing is offensive. There are only people who take offence. There are only people who choose to attribute meanings to things, and that's okay. You want to attribute meaning, so just can you do it in a way which is kind of what am I trying to say? Attribute meanings to things in a way which doesn't impinge upon my universe, which doesn't prevent me from doing things that I would like to do, and then I'll do a deal with you. I'll create meanings that don't impinge upon your right to do things the way you want to do, and then we all kind of get along, and we can get on with the business of continuous, infinitely, eternally, continuously changing as the universe changes, so that we get more and more and more of what I love. See, I should smile more in videos. You probably don't want me to do that again. I should smile more in videos. Right. What I love about being alive, which is its utter, incomprehensible unpredictability. I mean, I'm going to go out now, with or without my friend in my pocket, and I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea who I'm going to talk to. I have no idea whether by this time tomorrow morning I'll have won £70 million on the Euro lottery, or whether I'll have fallen into some kind of void in the planet and emerged in some alternative universe where hairdryers rule the world and beef burgers are the high priests of religion. I mean, it's just nuts, and it's amazing. Why have you got to make it mean stuff that involves killing people? Jesus, wear a fucking condom. See you tomorrow. Bye.